What if you could turn your computer into a money printing machine? In fact, what if I told you just by watching this video, you're gonna learn my secret skills that have earned me over $50,000. A secret skill that has helped me get over 150 million views and collaborate with the biggest creators on this platform. And the skill that I will be teaching you in this very video today will be video editing. Now, I truly believe that video editing is one of the best skills that you can learn in 2024 because it will make you time and location independent. It will allow you to work whenever you want and wherever you want, which is pretty cool considering 99% of the jobs out there just control your whole life and what you do. So even if you are a complete beginner who doesn't know how to click a mouse, by the end of this video, you will have the skills to edit like a pro. In fact, you will edit alongside me and we will work together. And by the end, you will have made your first YouTube video, just like my other students have made. And I will assume that you are a complete beginner and take you by the hand, teach you my skills from zero to a hero. So, if you're ready, let's get into it. Hi and welcome to Chad Editor's completely free course, Premiere Noob to Pro. My name is Tuna and I'm here to take you from a complete beginner to a Premiere Pro. Hey, how's it going? Now let's get started. Before we get started, we will have some assets that I will be giving you. And once you click it open, you will get 4 files such as these. We will be mostly using the video files. Be sure to download the videos. It will be in the description below so you can follow along. Let's get started. Let's open up Premiere Pro. So this is the software that we will be using. I am using Premiere Pro 2024, which will be the latest version if you're in 2024. So let's double click it to open it up. We will be greeted by a screen that looks exactly like this. If you're new to Premiere Pro, you won't have these project files before. These are just the projects that I have done before. This will be empty for you, but as you keep making projects, you'll get them here. All we have to do is click on new project here. Once you click there, you're going to see the screen. This is really confusing. What Premiere wants you to do is just select these to import stuff. No one does this, so I'll teach you exactly how to start a project. Here it says project location. We just need to choose our project here. I will be making my project in desktop. Choose location. Let's click desktop. Now you can choose any place that you want. I will be making a new folder called project, and as you can see on the right hand side, you're going to see exactly what keys I'm pressing. Double click it and click select folder. It is selected. I will name my project test project. Once you've done it, go on to the right hand side here, just click create here. Ignore everything that is here. You don't need it. You don't even need to know about it. So let's click create, and we will be graded by Premiere Pro. When you open up Premiere Pro, you're going to be greeted by the screen. Don't be confused. I will explain exactly what everything is. Now, these squares here, they are called panels and they all have different uses, which I will teach you further on in this course. But just to be sure that we are all on the same page, let's go to Windows, go to Workspaces, and let's choose Editing here. And you will get something like this. If I want, I can drag this panel to here, drag it down to here, drag it here. If I really want it, I can undock it like this as well. If I drag it outside the window, right click it, undock the panel, I can just move it to another monitor if I want to, but for the sake of this, I'll just drag it back here. So to get started, just make sure you have your source here, program is here, timeline is here, and your tool. Let's go to window and effects. We will get an effects panel here. There you go. Let's save our workspace. To do that, we go to workspaces, save as new workplace, and let's name it course workspace. You can name it anything you want. Let's make sure that our autosave is turned on. This will save you hours in the future. So to do that, let's click on edit and then go to preferences. There will be an autosave selection, and I pick automatically save every 5 minutes so that it saves all the time. I don't lose anything. And make sure to hit Control S. Remember, Control S is the greatest shortcut that you can know. Click Control S and let's save our project. Now that we know how workspaces work, let's get to importing and editing our footage. Let's get to importing our files and start editing our video. Go to project on the left hand side. It might be anywhere else depending on your workspace, but this is called project, the project window. If you don't have it, go to window, right click it, let's find the projects, test project, click it, and it should open up. You're gonna see that it says import media to start. Good way to import media is to double click it and it will open up this window. What I do is what everyone pretty much does. Go to our assets folder, click on video, and let's drag our videos in by right clicking on it and drag it into our project file. Our videos are in now. We can zoom in using this, as you can see. If we click on this view, the list view, we'll just see the names. If we click on freeform view, we can just move these videos any way we want. What I use is the icon view. It's just much easier to see. You can scrub through to see the timeline and whatnot. And here we have a thing called bin. Basically what a bin is, just a folder really. So let's name this video and drag these guys in here. Double click on video. The video bin will be open. Now that we've imported our files, let's put them on the timeline. We just click it and drag it on the timeline. It's gonna say drop media here to create sequence. So if I just drag it on here, there we go. We have a timeline. Now if we press the space button, okay, so this is the test footage for our peanut butter video. As you can see, it is playing. I can scrub through the footage from here. I can do the same using this. Basically same thing, it's gonna move as you can see. I can zoom in if I just hold Alt and scroll up. If I scroll down, it's gonna zoom out. I can do the same thing with the bar here, and I can press here to play it as well. What we have just done is that we have created a sequence, and sequences even have their own window up top here. Now if we click on sequence settings, we're gonna see that it's 380/40 by 2160, so that it is 4K footage and it is 25 frames per second. Let's say we want our video to be 1080p because it's going to be on YouTube and we don't really want to make anything super high quality. What we will do is just right click on this post-it note looking thing here and choose sequence. We're gonna get some sequence presets here. I have my custom ones here. We have HD 1080p here, legacy ones here. We just have different ones like these things like TV stuff, I believe. So let's create our own one. Let's name it test sequence. Go to settings. We're gonna put 1920 by 1080. That's gonna be a 16 by 9. This is exactly what we want. It is the YouTube quality. Choose 30 frames per second here, and sequence name, we can name it test sequence and hit OK. And as you can see, we're gonna have test sequence right here. If you notice on the right hand side, we're gonna see different things here. This one just has the audio. This one has the video and audio icon here, and this one has a sequence icon here. With that, you can tell the difference in between a sequence and a video. Let's say I want to drag in our footage. I can just double click it and it will open up in the source monitor here. If you don't have it, go to window and find the source monitor here. If you just drag this in our test sequence, oh, the clip does not match sequence settings. Do you want to change sequence? I'm gonna say change sequence settings, so it's just gonna change the sequence settings now back to 4K. Anyway, we can drag our footage in just like this. But let's say we only want to drag a certain part and only video. I scrub the playhead maybe, let's say to here, and I hit I will be in and I scrub it. We just went from here. So if I press O and if I click on this video button, it's gonna say drag video only. As you can see, if I just drag this here, we've only dragged in the audio. What you see here, I'm using Alt to zoom in as well, will be the waveform file. We have the left audio track and we have the right audio track. If we go in here, as you can see, we have nothing here. We have no audio track. Let's say we want to import audio. So another way to do it is right click it, mark in, and right click here, mark out. If we drag the audio here, now we've dragged something else's audio. Let's play it by hitting play. See, I said that way. Let me try again. And then try spread. As you can see, we've dragged it in. Now you're gonna notice that it is yellow up top here. This just means that we have footage here. This is empty because we don't have any footage. To clear this, just right click here and clear in and out, and it should be all cleared. And always remember to save. So let's hit Control S and move on to the next lesson. Now let's get into editing our footage. I am going to delete everything here so that we can start from scratch. Let's select everything that we have. To do this, I want to go to my toolbar and select the selection tool, or we can use shortcut V to do it. Let's drag everything and hit the delete key on our keyboard to delete everything. Now let's drag this footage here as well. There we go. And now let's choose the razor key, which will help us do a cut. Press C on our keyboard or click here. We will have the razor key. Let's zoom in. Let's say I want to cut this part out because there is a silence. As you can see, there is no audio waveforms here. Let's cut it like that. I'm gonna press V, select it, and boom, it is deleted now. And if we just drag this here, if we play it for our peanut butter video, so we're just gonna cut. Other tools that you need to know will be these ones here. So snap, we can toggle it on or off like this, or hitting S will make it snap. So if I just drag this here, as you can see, it just snaps on my timeline and it will snap on a video as well. The link selection tool is useful when we are editing a video with both audio and video. If it's not selected, it'll just move individually. If it is selected, it will just move them both. If it is not linked and you want to link something, we can hit Control L. And as you can see here, the V has disappeared. Or we can select the footage that we want, right click it and choose link, and that will link it. What I have done is I've actually set a shortcut for linked selection. To do that, go to edit and choose keyboard shortcuts. You want to search here linked selection, and I have bound it to B. I would advise you to do the same. So if you go to shortcut, press C or press B, you'll be bounded. We can just move it like that, and if you press B again, boom, it's both selected. It will be useful, but for now, let's get snap and link selection turned on. This is where the fun starts. We will be cutting up our video. So let's get into it. I've just recorded me just talking about how to make a peanut butter sandwich. So we're just going to cut it up and make a video good for YouTube. Let's drag our footage in from the start. And how we are going to do is that we are going to cut out the ums, ahs, and the silences so that I am speaking fluently and clearly. When we watch the video, you're going to notice that I'm not doing that, but that's exactly how cutting works. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is the test footage for our peanut butter video. So how this is gonna work is I'm just gonna stumble upon my words and I'm just gonna describe how to make a peanut butter sandwich. How to make it. Oof. See already. So let's say I want to get rid of everything here. We could hit C, cut it, hit delete, click this empty place and hit delete, and it's just gonna boom do that. Or we could right click here and choose ripple delete. This is called ripple delete. It will just delete everything that is empty. Or we could go here and hit Q and it will do the same thing. Now Q is a great shortcut. If you want to do this for the right hand side, just hit W and it will cut everything to its right. These are some great shortcuts that you need to know. Q and W, remember that. Q cuts to its left and W cuts everything to its right. So now what we are going to do is we're just going to cut out the silences. So let's continue on with our editing. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now, see, I already failed, but I've said how to make a peanut butter sandwich. We're just going to drag our playhead here and cut from here. Now, I'm messing up. Let's wear these as well. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Let's say I like this take better, so we're going to drag our playhead here. How to make a peanut, and I'm going to press Q. And actually, we don't need this. I'm going to select this and hit delete and hit delete here as well. So now this will be our start of the video. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. There we go. Hit here, hit cut hitch. Oh, sandwich. Oh, these look horrible. Alright, take it out. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Start off with some bread. Okay, that was kind of awkward, but maybe use it. So let's hit Q. Start off with some bread. That wasn't a good take. Start off with some. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. Okay, that was a good take. So I'm gonna cut to its right by, I'm using the razor tool here. Go here and hit Q. Let's replay what we've got so far. And I hope you are following along. If you're not, come on man, follow along. Go to your assets file, drag it in, and let's get to editing. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. Okay, so I don't want this part as well, so let's hit Q and delete that. Now first, let's start off with some bread. Secondly, you're gonna want to take some peanut butter and then spread it nicely on your bread. See, I said that weird. Let me try again. And then try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. Okay, that was a good take. So let's go here and cut it. And then try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. And when I'm done, let's cut it here as well. Spread it nicely. Yeah, that was good. Nicely. And I'm hitting Control Z to undo, by the way, if you're not catching up. Control Shift Z does redo. Spread it nicely. Spread it nicely. And let's cut here. Alright. After it's been spread, That's done. Just close the. That's done. Just close the breads together. All right. After it's been spread, that's done. That's done. So let's cut here. That's done. Just close the breads together. And there you go. That's a peanut butter sandwich. Enjoy. It's gonna take. Enjoy. I'm just cutting out the silences. It's gonna taste great, and that is exactly how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Subscribe, and I'm gonna hit W to cut out the ending. Let's preview exactly what we've got now. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. And then, try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. Spread it nicely. After it's been spread, that's done. Just close the breads together. And there you go. That's a peanut butter sandwich. Enjoy. It's gonna taste great. And that is exactly how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Subscribe. Great, our video is nicely cut up. So let's move on to the next lesson. Hey, welcome back. If we go to our footage, you're gonna notice that our footage is not centered. It could be a lot better. So in this lesson, we're gonna learn exactly how to do zoom ins and keyframe. Go to window, find effect controls, and let's add it, and it should show up on the left panel. If it shows up anywhere else, drag it in the source panel. Zooming is really simple. So if you go to the motion tab in the effect controls and find the scale button, and if we just click it and drag it to the right, you're gonna see that it is going to zoom in. Place that this zooms in will exactly be where this circle thing is. Now this is our anchor point. I'm zooming in and out by just dragging my mouse to the left and right. If we, for example, drag our anchor point to here, and if we zoom in, we're gonna see that it zooms in my chest. I'm just going to reset everything by clicking this reset parameter button. For the sake of this course, just know it exists, but we're not going to use it. Let me talk about keyframes and how to do it. Let's say we want our zoom to start on 100. This will be just the default one, and we want it to end up on, let's say, 150, like that. How do we make this animation happen? Well, it's really simple. So I'm going to reset it by clicking reset parameter here. I am going to click on this clock button right here on scale. As you can see, it says toggle animation. And just like that, this has added in a keyframe. You see this diamond shape? That is called a keyframe. And what a keyframe is that it stores information for that amount of time. If we move our timeline to the right on the effects panel, this will move the time further in the original timeline as well. And if we type in 150, it will create another keyframe. What happens is that it will just fill in the blanks by itself. So if we play this, how to make a peanut butter sandwich, it automatically zooms in. So if we want to make it zoom in more, I'm just going to zoom out here. How to make a peanut butter sandwich, we can just drag this as well, and it will automatically create a keyframe. I'm just going to drag it to the end, and if you play it, how to make a peanut butter sandwich, as you can see, it zooms in. Let's say we want to delete this keyframe. What we can do is just click on it, hit delete, it will be deleted. If we want to add a new keyframe, for example here, I can click this add remove keyframe button, and it will add a keyframe. Click it again, it will remove it. If I click here, it'll go to the previous one. If I click the right side, it will go to the next one. Simple as that. Maybe for this one, I want it to be zoomed out, so if I just drag all the way to the right, it'll just do a different animation. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. And a tip I could give you is if you hit control and drag, it will drag much slower, as you can see. Or if you hit shift and drag, it will drag in much bigger increments. Remove this keyframe by deleting it so that it just zooms in like that. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Let's say we want our zoom in to be a bit more smoother. So if I click on this arrow here, you're gonna see that we have our velocity here. What a velocity is basically how it fills in the in-between, how fast it is. If you choose both our keyframes, right click here, you're gonna see that it is selected on linear right now. But if I choose ease in, you're gonna see the velocity has changed. And if I play this right now, how to make a peanut butter sandwich, you're gonna see that it kind of starts off fast and then it slows down. If I select all these and click in ease out, it does a different kind of animation. I can play with these as well. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. You can play around with this a lot, but for the the sake of this tutorial, I'm gonna set it back to linear. If you just want something smooth, what I would recommend you do is just select both the keyframes, right click it, click ease in, click ease out, and you will get a smooth animation such as this one. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. And if we just set it back to linear, how to make a peanut butter sandwich. As you can see, it's a bit smoother, a bit more animated. Now that we've figured out how to do zoom in, zoom out, and keyframing, let's talk about layers. If we go to our timeline, we're gonna have these things that are called V1, V2, V3, V4, and A1, A2, A3, A4. I'm aware that I can't pronounce my V's that well, but you get what I mean. I've just noticed that my audio is on A2, so let's drag it up to A1. Tracks work exactly as layers if you have Photoshop, and if you press this I button, it's just gonna not let us see this layer. So as you can see, we just can't see it. If I click on I again, it's gonna let us see it. If I click on the lock button, I'm not gonna be able to select it because this layer will be locked. Same thing applies for the audio track. Now you're gonna see that we have mute and solo. What mute does is that if we play it, we can't hear it. If I alt drag this, what alt does is just lets you copy stuff. And if I click solo here, what we're gonna hear is that it only is going to play this audio track, so it doesn't. And play. Then try spreading some. But if I mute it, it's muted now. It nice. So I muted this and then we deleted it. It's muted, so we can't hear it. I'm going to Control Z. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my peanut butter footage on top of this. Let's find some good footage. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Maybe I want to put this part here actually. So I'm going to press I and then press O, and I'm going to drag video only and drag this on top of here. If we play this, how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. And then, okay, let's start off with some bread. I don't think that really fits what I am saying. So the way I'm doing, I'm just going to the edge of it, and as you can see, it turns into like a red thingy. My selection tool is selected, and I can just drag this left. So let's start off with some bread. Probably the footage of me putting bread there is a good indicator. So I'm gonna cut this, delete by hitting delete, and drag it here. I have my snap tool turned on, and let's see how this fits what how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. And wow, that fits great. And I'm just gonna cut what comes after, so I'm gonna hit C, delete it, delete. Let's say I wanna show my face when I am showing the bread as well. How do I do that? Great question. Let's go to window and choose effect controls. And effect controls should show up here. This is also the same place that we've done the zoom in effect as well. We have this tab called opacity. Now our opacity here is at 100. If I drag this to the left, to let's say 50, it will only show 50% of the bread. Let's start. Now, I have wrongly done this for me speaking as footage, so it's not going to show. So let's do this thing. Let me click it and type 50. And as you can see now, it's just half opacity. Now first, let's start off, but maybe you want to try something different. So I'm going to drag this back to 100, and we're going to have blend modes. So let's go each other one by one. So this is normal. This will be dissolve, no effect, darken. That's what it does. Multiply does that. Color burn. And I'm just going to scroll down with my mouse wheel. Lighten. So as you can see, we have different blend modes. Maybe overlay looks fine. Now first, let's start. No, it does not look fine. Okay, maybe actually, you know what? Pin light looks alright. Now first, let's start off with some bread. But I think the best would be just to have this on here like that. I just want to show you guys what these blend modes do. But let's say maybe you just want me on the left and the bread on the right side. How do we do this? My footage is on the first layer. So what this means is that my footage is below our bread footage. Go to position on the motion, click here. I can just move this footage and you're gonna see my footage is behind it. Or I'm just gonna Control Z, undo it. Or if I just use these buttons, the first will be horizontal axis, the second one would be the vertical one. If I just drag this to the right, you're gonna see my face. There we go, behind it. Now let's position it so that my face is here and then the bread is here. The way that I do that is I will select my footage here, and I'm just gonna drag myself to here, and let's scale me up as well. And I'm going to click here, drag myself here. I want, let's say, half of my screen to be me. So how do I do that? That's a great question. Go to Windows and open up Effects. There you go, Effects panel. And I'm going to search for Crop. As you can see in our video effects transform panel, we're gonna have crop. I have my own presets, the chat editor presets installed here. Check them out if you like it, but again, you don't need my presets for this. I'm gonna choose this crop and drag it onto our file here. Now when crop is here, you're gonna see we have left, so if I drag the left crop option to the right, you're gonna see the left side is getting cropped. If I drag the top one, top side is getting cropped, right is right, bottom is bottom. And if I use the edge feather, it'll just add feather to the edge. I want the left side to be a bit cropped, so let's go to left and crop it like so. You're gonna see that that part is gone. So let's go to motion, scale it up. I can drag this here as well. As you can see, it changes scale. And now we're gonna have kind of like a split screen thing where I show how to make a peanut butter sandwich. So let's preview what we've got. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. And wow, you know, our video is already looking professional. Isn't that great? This feels like a nice YouTube video, but we can make it even better. So in the next lesson, we're gonna talk about how we can caption and add text. So when I say how to make a peanut butter sandwich, I want to put some text on the screen where it says that. I'm gonna hit T, it's gonna select this type tool here, and I'm gonna select the screen. And let's type how to make a peanut butter sandwich. And I'm gonna go to my selection key and open a text panel here, and I'm just going to make it bigger. See, our text is getting bigger now. So I'm just hitting Control so it snaps on here. I'm gonna center it. You're gonna notice that the text isn't exactly centered. The way that we fixed it is you're gonna see we have three kind of lines here. If I click this middle one, center line text, gonna center it. We have to drag it again, but now our text is centered. I don't like the font, so let's change the font. We have our font options here, and the font that I use for my videos is Rific. This font is also in your assets folder, so you can just install this font as well. So now it looks like one of my text, and let's add a stroke. So stroke here, let's click it. And I want to change the color to black, so I'm gonna click this white thing here and drag it to black. You can make it any color you want. You can make it green, whatever. Let's make it black, or you can use eyedropper tool to maybe select this color. You can see it makes it pink, but let's make it black. And I'm gonna make the stroke, let's say 11. You can drag this as well, and I'm just gonna make it shorter. So if we play it now, how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now you're gonna see that this kind of in the center, so I'm gonna control and just drag it down a bit like this. And yeah, how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread, and then try spreading some peanut butter on. So that's great. We just added some text. This is how text works. Let's say I want to make it all uppercase. I can just click this button and it will make it all caps. If I just want to make this part all caps, I need to select this and click on all caps. Now it will only make the selection all caps. I can make it italic, I can make it bold, small caps. I can do that. Subscript, upper script. You can do a lot of different things, but I'm just gonna undo everything and let's stick with what we've already got. There we go. I will go ahead and put some footage that is corresponding with what I am saying on the screen. I advise you to do the same, so I'll see you when I'm done doing that. Then try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. So when I say spread some peanut butter, I want to show the peanut butter there. So let's put this footage I and O. Let's drag this footage on here, and I'm just gonna put it. Spread it nicely. I'm editing this fast, but you should be able to follow along though. So I'm just gonna scale this up so it centers my face like that. And try spreading some. When I say peanut butter, I want to put it there. Some peanut butter, and when it says on your bread, let's put, there we go, on your bread. Cut this here, boom, and let's zoom in on the action. Peanut butter on your bread. Spread it nicely. So once it's spread nicely, I went there as well. On your bread, spread it nicely. After it's been spread, that's done. Just close the breads together. And when I say close the breads together, after it's been spread, we want this here. Now let's say I want to copy an effect that we have on another video onto a different video, and I will teach you exactly how to do that here. So let's go here. Been spread, that's done. Just close the breads together. So after it's been spread, I say after it's been spread here, right? So let's drag this on here. After it's been spread, that's done. Just close the breads together. So close the breads together. That's like weird English, but oh, I didn't talk about the cheese. There we go. Close the breads together. That's where I say together. So been spread. That's done. Just close the breads together. So I say that, right? And let's say I want to have a zoom in there. Go to effect control, scale, 100, right? Go here. Let's make it maybe 150. I want this zoomed in. After it's been spread, let's say we want to copy this effect to here. It's done. Just close the breads together. How do we do that? It's easy. So we can just click on motion and right click copy or control C and then go here and then control V, paste it. So we'll zoom in. It's been spread. That's done. Just close the breads together and it will copy the effect. But there's a faster way of doing it. What we can do is now that we have this effect, we can right click motion. Here it says save preset. If we save this as zoom in and choose scale, it will save it to our effects panel. And if we go to presets here, we're gonna have zoom in that we saved. These are some other presets that I have made. So let's say we don't have this effect. Let's delete these keyframes. If I drag this on here, you're gonna see that now I have this exact effect. If we just drag it here, let's say I drag this effect here together, and it's gonna copy that thing. Now there are 3 different ways that you can save a preset. As I've shown you the scale one. So what scale, when we save a preset, does is that, for example, this footage, let's say is 5 seconds, it starts here, ends here, right? But if the footage is, let's say, this long, it will start here and end there, right? So it just scales by how long it is. If we choose anchor to end point, it'll just mean that, let's say the effect takes 3 seconds. No matter what we copy, it will take 3 seconds. And anchor to add point will mean that it does the same thing, but to the out. With that being said, let's move on to the next lesson. Now let's finish up our layering of the footage and get the captioning. That's where we add subtitles to the video. Which, enjoy, it's gonna taste great, and that is exactly how to make a peanut butter sandwich. So when I say enjoy, do I have footage of me eating it? It's a bit close. It kind of looks disgusting. Jeez, fuck. Oh. Yeah, let's add that footage in there. Enjoy, it's gonna taste great, and that is exactly how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Subscribe. Okay, so let's delete it. Let's preview what we got so far. You're doing great, by the way, if you've been following along. Excited to see what you come up with. If you have any questions, feel free to ask the Discord community. And let's just preview what we got so far. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. And then try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. Spread it nicely. After it's been spread, that's done. Just close the breads together and there you go. Actually, I don't really like how it zooms in. I want it to zoom in on the bread. How do we do this? We're gonna click the clock on position and drag this to the start. Let's go to the end and let's drag it on the bread like so. And let's just drag this to the end. So if you play it, that's done. Just close the breads together and there you go. That's a peanut butter sandwich. Enjoy. It's gonna taste great. And when he says enjoy, maybe I want it to be zoomed in on your face, so on my face, not your face. Enjoy, it's gonna taste great, and that is exactly how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Subscribe. When I say subscribe, let's zoom in there as well, like so. And let's get the captioning. Let's go to window and open up our text panel. We're gonna have 3 options here: transcript, caption, and graphics. For this video, we're just gonna use transcript and graphics. If I click on transcribe here, it's gonna hear exactly all that I say and it's gonna transcribe it. If you just wait a bit, you're gonna see that it's gonna have subtitles. There you go. Now you're gonna see that it has captioned everything we said. But if we play it, how to make a peanut, you're gonna see that our caption is on the left side and not on the screen. To do that, let's go to captions and create captions from transcript. Open this up, caption preferences. I want to set this to, let's say, 30 and line single. Minimum duration is fine. And if we click on create captions, it's going to automatically create captions. So if we play this, how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. And then try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. You're gonna see that it is subtitled. Now I want to delete what I have here, so I'm just gonna select these and hit delete to delete them. And I want to edit these, so if I just want to edit it, I'm just gonna double click it. You're gonna see that this essential graphics window opens up. To do that, we could also go to window and click essential graphics and and this will open up. I want to change the font to Rific, so let's go to text and choose Rific here. And I want it to be bigger, so font size, let's set it to 100. Let's say I wanted this to be on top, so if I just click here, it'll be on top there. If I click down, it'll be down like that. If I just want to send it to the left, we can do that as well. I can move it like that. Let's just add a stroke to it, make it black, make it 11, put it on the bottom. Let's just see if the captioning AI has made any errors with the captioning, and let's fix it if it has. First, let's start off with, you're gonna see that our options are not selected here. So to do that, let's go to drag style, click the plus, create style, let's call it Chad editor. Okay, the project, we say to local style. I can click on redefine style, all captions on track. Okay, you're gonna see that now our style has been gone on to audio tracks here. If I just don't want to do that, I can just select all these and drag this up, for example, and let's start off with some, you can see that it's all dragged out. I'm just gonna undo it and let's continue. Bread, and then try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. Spread it nicely. After it's been spread, that's done. Just close the breads together and I say breads, but it captioned it as bread. No problem. I'm just gonna hit T, click here. You're gonna see that now we can edit this. Let's put an S here, and you're gonna see that it actually kind of does that. I don't want it, so I want to split this into two. The way that I do this, for example, just close the close the breads. I say breads here, so let's go here, hit T, close the, that's what I say here. So I'm going to select it here, click backspace to delete it, go here, delete this part, breads, and there we go. Just close the breads together, and there you go. That's a peanut butter sandwich. Enjoy. It's gonna taste great, and that is exactly how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Let's also split where I say subscribe as well. Subscribe. And delete this. Let's say if you also want to delete all the periods from this, the way I do it is I go to search and hit period, and it's going to say replace here. Now if I click it and hit A, it will replace all the dots with A. But if I leave it empty and click on replace all, you're going to see that the period is gone now, and that is exactly how we caption our video. Let's preview it and see how nice our video is looking so far. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread, and then try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. Spread it nicely. After it's been spread, that's done. Just close the breads together, and there you go. That's a peanut butter sandwich. Enjoy. It's gonna taste great, and that is exactly how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Subscribe. There we go. Hey, now in this video, I think our video is kind of sounding a bit dull, so let's add in some music. But before we do that, let's organize what we have so far. You're gonna see that our font is here, the sequence is here, just looking all messy. So I'm gonna move this back to here, and I'm gonna move our sequence back to the main bin as well. Let's make a folder, call it assets, move this one here, and let's make a folder, call it sequences, and move the sequence here. And instead of text sequence, let's call it main sequence. Now let's add in some music. In your assets folder, I have provided you with some cooking music. All we need to do is let's make a bin, call it audio, open it up, drag this in the audio file, and let's just drag this on here. You're gonna see that for some reason I have mute selected, so let's unselect it. And if I play this, you're gonna see that I have music playing now. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with, oh, it's starting to feel like a YouTube video, isn't it? I think it's a bit too loud. You can't hear me. There's gonna be 3 ways that we can make the volume a bit lower. We can go to effect controls and the levels. We can set it to, let's say, -18. And if I play it, how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, that's great. I'm gonna reset. Another way we can do it is drag this down to, let's say, -20.3. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. Or we can use the way that I do it, so I'm just gonna Control Z, undo it. I just click this audio file, press G, and type in -20 to adjust gain by, and I will put the gain down by 20 decibels. So I'm just gonna cut out the end, and because I have 2024, I can also add like a fade out by just dragging this like that. So let's play it and see how it sounds with the music. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread, and then I also want to add a sound effect. To do that, let's go to our assets and we're gonna have audio. And there's gonna be a mouse click. Let's drag it in. Let's drag our mouse click where the footage changes. You're gonna see that the spike. So this is what we hear. This is empty. The audio file is here. So I'm just gonna cut this part out and put this, let's say like this. Now first, so when we play it, how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. You know what? Maybe we should also add a transition. Go to our assets, video, and I should have light leak transition. Now let's drag the light leak on in our bin and just drag the video like so. The sandwich. Now first, you're gonna see that this does not really fit in well. So let me just right click this. Click the scale to frame size. What this does, it will scale to frame size. You're gonna see that we have these black lines to get rid of it. Let's scale it up as well. And now first, you're gonna see that it's black. Now first, and I want to see our footage. Now the way we do that is we go to opacity, and if I just choose screen, you're gonna see that, oh, it does not get rid of the black lines because I haven't done it. So if we just go to screen here, there you go. Let's preview what we have with the music. And you're doing great, man. We're really making a great YouTube video right now. So let's play what we have. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. And then try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. Spread it nicely. After it's been spread, that's done. Just close the breads together and there you go. That's a peanut butter sandwich. Enjoy. It's gonna taste great. And that is exactly how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Subscribe. Wow, that's great. I think the music is still a bit loud, so let's press G. -5 again. Let's lower it down by 5 decibels. And that's exactly how you add transitions, sound effects, and music to your project. Exactly how you make YouTube videos. So I'll see you in the next lesson. In this video, we're gonna learn how to color correct and make our video pop and look good. You might be thinking, oh, we're going too fast, but hey, you're learning everything that you need to learn, so I think we're going at the right pace. To do color correction, let's choose a clip. Let's say I want to do color correction here. We selected our clip, go to window and search for Lumetri color. That's just what Adobe uses to do color correction. And you're gonna see this window is going to open up. We have a lot of things here, but the main thing that you should focus on should be basic correction and creative. Let me show you the temperature one. So we can make our video hotter or colder like that, or orange or blue. I think this blue looks nice, so tint, let's leave it at 0. What it is, saturation. What saturation is basically this. Makes the colors pop a bit. I think that's good. My shirt looks pretty nice with this much saturation. Exposure will basically be how bright this is, so maybe this much. Contrast, that's good. Highlights, think maybe, again, I am just using intuition. I'm just using my eye. There's no secret to this. Maybe there we go, shadows, like that looks pretty good. Whites, think they're nice at 0. Blacks, there we go. And if we just click this tick here, this is before, this is after. Just by that, by clicking certain buttons, I've just made my video look so much better. I have creative here. You can choose some presets from here. For example, if we go to blue ice, I'll just put this on. I can just scroll through Fuji and I can just up the intensity or down, but let's just stick to none here. And we don't really need to use this. Curves, these ones, you just don't really need to know about it. Stick to basic correction for now. And if we play this video, you're gonna see that try spreading some peanut butter. It is not applied to all the videos. So how do we make it apply to all the videos here? That's pretty simple. Now, all our videos are on layer 1 and 2, right? What we can do is add an adjustment layer, make all these videos color corrected. Now, I'm gonna drag these guys up here, click our post-it note, that's just new, and click on adjustment layer and click OK. This is gonna give us an adjustment layer. I'm gonna drag this on our timeline and make it as long as our whole clip. What I am now going to do is I'm going to move our Lumetri color correction onto our adjustment layer, select the Lumetri color here. So all the effects that we've done, we can also do here. You can see temperature, same thing, but it is a lot easier to do on this side, but it will also show up on this side. And we can keyframe this stuff as well. I just do it, it'll keyframe it. Try spreading. As you can see. Anyway, let's just get rid of this. I want this Lumetri color correction to be on all the clips. So I'm just gonna hit Control X. That's just gonna cut it, and we have our adjustment layer here and paste it here. What an adjustment layer does is that you put effects on it and it will use all the effects on the adjustment layer on the layers below it. What we have here will not be affected by the adjustment layer. I can put in anything I want on this adjustment layer. For example, I can put our zoom in preset here. If I'm the keyframe, gonna make this zoom in with the layer. So I'll just put everything in, and let's preview what we have. I can turn this on and off like that. As you can see, our color correction is applied to all the clips and it just makes it look a lot better. Let's preview what we have so far. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. And then try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. Spread it nicely. After it's been spread, that's done. Just close the breads together and there you go. That's a peanut butter sandwich. Enjoy. It's gonna taste great, and that is exactly how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Subscribe. Actually want to make the subscribe red, so let's double click it. Go to essential graphics, fill. Let's make it red, and this will be red. I want to talk briefly about audio mixing. If we go to our window and go to audio track mixer, this thing is going to open up. I know it looks really scary, but it's not. Let's talk about it. My audio here, how to make a peanut butter sandwich. I want it to just pop a bit more, and how do I do that? That's simple. I'm gonna click this arrow here and it's going to open up our effects panel. What this is here is basically what these are here. So we have audio 1, so that's A1, audio 2 is A2, and so the mix one is going to be all the sound effects here. So audio 1 will be our spoken audio, audio 2 is the music, audio 3 is basically the sound effect we have here. But I don't want to confuse you too much. I just want to make my audio sound better. Now this is a trick that you can do as well. I'm gonna go here and choose effect selection. You can add different effects here such as reverb, noise reduction, modulation, EQ. But let's stick with compression and go to tube model compressor here. What a compressor is, think of it like a sandwich thing, right? We have an audio file, and if we zoom in, you're gonna see that it goes up and down, and it doesn't really stay in like one thing. So what a compressor does, takes that audio that's going up and down and just kind of compresses it. So instead of going up and down, it's just one level, so it's just like that. And that's the best way that I can explain it. Threshold on a compressor will mean that how low the audio has to be for the effect to pick it up. Now, if we said minus 22, I know this can be confusing, so the best thing that I would recommend you do is copy my settings. So let's set the threshold to minus 22, output gain to 12, and ratio to 30. And if we just do that and preview it, you're gonna see that our audio will sound a lot better now. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. It just sounds a bit louder, and then I'm just gonna add a hard limiter. What a limiter does is that it will just limit how loud our audio can be, and I just want to set it to -3. The loudest it can ever be is -3, and that's really that. If you're confused about it, just copy these settings on any audio track you have and you should be golden. And let's preview how this sounds with compressor on or off, and I can toggle it. So let's preview what we got so far. How to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread. And then try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. Spread it nicely. After it's been spread, that's done. Just close the breads together and there you go. That's a peanut butter sandwich. Enjoy. It's gonna taste great, and that is exactly how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Subscribe. And that's it. That's how you mix audio. Hey, I figured I would also give you guys a bonus lesson. So in this video, we're gonna learn how to do a green screen plus masking. So let's go to our assets folder, and we're gonna have green screen subscribe button. Drag this where I say subscribe, so subscribe. I say that right. So let's cut it so that this thing comes like that. And we're gonna go to effects. Let's search for ultra key under keying. You can also go to video effects, keying and ultra key. Drag this on there, go to effect controls and select this screen. Let's just zoom in here. So right click, scale to frame size. We'll scale this to frame size. You're gonna see that, yeah, there's a bit of green left. So let's try to select the screen again. It's still there. So the way that we fix this is gonna be, we're gonna go to matte generation, play around with transparency settings. It's still there. Maybe highlight settings. No. Pedestal. There we go. So let's just drag the pedestal to 100 and let's see how that works. Go to sandwich, subscribe. I think it's a bit slow, so let's right click here, speed duration. That just means how fast it is. Let's set it to maybe 200, so that's double the speed. Subscribe. Okay, so that's how you do a green screen. Go to sandwich, subscribe. Let's say I want to do masking. Now, what is masking? I'll show you. So let's say I want subscribe to kind of like move out with my hands. So let's select this subscribe, go to graphics and titles and upgrade caption to graphic. What this does is that it will upgrade the caption to a graphic file so that we can move it around and add effects to it. I want to make this a bit bigger, so scale it up and drag it in between my hands like so. And when I say subscribe, my hands are a bit closed, as you can see. Let's go to opacity and click the pen tool, the free draw bezier, drag this kind of like a bit around my hands like so. Now what this does is that it will create a mask, and let's add some feather, and if I invert it you're gonna see that it will show the outside, but this is good. And yeah, that's how you do a mask. Now I want to animate it so that it kind of opens up with my hands. That is simple as well. Let's add a keyframe by hitting the time button here, mask path. If I click it, you're gonna see the path here. I kind of go my hands in, so let's just drag this here like this. This also goes in, so let's do that, and then my hands open up here, right? So let's just drag this on here like this. This goes on here like that, and it fully opens up here, so let's just open it up like that. And that's how you animate masking. So let's preview it. Go to sandwich, subscribe. It really is that simple, and yeah, that's how you do it, and I'll see you later. Now, congratulations, we've finished our video. Our video is done. So let's export it so that we can share it with others and others can watch it. To do that, you're going to see that we have our edit section here. We're going to just go to export, click export here. Or what we can do is just go on file, export, and media. We'll take us to the same place. We have file name here. Let's name it chat editor export. Doesn't matter really. You can name anything you want. And our location, this just means that we're just going to save it. So Premiere Noob to Pro. Let's right click here, new folder, and let's call it export. And click save. You can also change the name here, like export one. Save. You can see it's changed the name, and we have presets here. I believe that it's got everything that you would need under this file, and you have high quality 1080p, 2160, 480, 720. For the sake of this video, I'm going to select my source, adaptive medium bitrate, and we can find it if you go to video, basic video settings, and more. You're going to see the bitrate here. This just means that how much megabytes are allowed to be in a second, and I'm not even going to play with this. Let's keep it at adaptive medium bitrate because we have our settings here. Let's say I want to export at 1080p, we can do that. Export at lower quality, we can do that as well. Full HD, you got that. You got HD here, and if you click this tick box, you'll just go to the default settings. Let's just keep it at adaptive medium bitrate, and if I click export on this right hand side, it will export it, or I can send it to media encoder, which will just open up a different encoding tab, which we won't use for this course, but just so you know, both are valid, and I would say a media encoder will export it faster. But for this video, let's hit export and export our video, and it's just gonna export it automatically. We just have to wait. If you have a slow computer, it might take a bit longer, but this is it basically, and our video is getting exported. We're just gonna have to wait a bit, and after it's exported, let's preview what we've got. And congratulations, because you've just graduated from a Premiere Noob to Premiere Pro. So let's watch what we've exported. So Premiere Noob to Pro in our export file, we have it here. If I double click it, it's gonna play. So let's how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Now first, let's start off with some bread, and then try spreading some peanut butter on your bread. Spread it nicely. After it's been spread, that's done. Just close the breads together, and there you go. That's a peanut butter sandwich. Enjoy. It's gonna taste great, and that is exactly how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Subscribe. Great, congratulations. You've done it. That's it. Hey, congratulations on exporting your video. Now, I really want you to share what you got with our community over at Discord. So click the link below to join our Discord if you need any help, if you want to talk to me. And please send your video to us for a review and we'll give you some tips and feedback. And make sure to subscribe to the Chat Editor channel so that you can learn all about video editing and how to get good at it and become a chat editor. And if you send us your video, you will get a certificate saying that you passed this course and you get a qualification for it. And I must tell you that this course has been sponsored by my presets and sound effects pack. So make sure to also go to chateditor.com and check out our packs. It will be really useful on your editing journey. And also, because you've done this course, you also get a discount for it as well. I'm sure it must be in your email or someplace. With that being said, I'll see you on YouTube. I hope you've learned everything that you needed to know, and now you must be confident to go out there and edit your videos and learn more. So good luck, and I'll see you next time.